Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we bring you amazing people doing extraordinary things. Today is no different. We have a wonderful young lady who is really doing some incredible stuff in the natural juice arena. So I'm so excited to have on our show today Danielle Marshall, aka Danie of Danie's Natural Juices. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Man, it's absolutely a pleasure. So, I discovered you. I've been learning more and more about you, and I was so excited to share with our listeners and viewers your story. So, please tell us first, just tell us who you are and how you got into seeing the importance and value of natural juices.
Okay. Well, I'm Danielle Marshall, and like you just heard, AKA Danie. Like I have a whole new name. Well, actually, my mother would call me Danie. When
That's your superhero name.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I like to say my one of my alter egos. Um, yeah, my mother would call me Danie, but I really already had a nickname. You know, in Chicago, we got nicknames. So I really
Right.
already had a nickname. And so she didn't call me that a lot. But that's something that she would call me. So when all of this happened, it was like, hey, let's finally be Danie. But I am the creative founder of Danie's Natural Juice Blends, and we make 100% all natural. And all natural means no waters added, no sugar is added, there's no honey added, there's nothing added, there are no preservatives. It is 100% all natural. It's cold pressed. Um, and we actually freeze our juices to preserve the nutritional integrity and the shelf life of our juices. And so that's who I am, and that's what I do. We sell our juices direct to consumer through our website, which is daniesjuice.com. And Danie is spelled, it's short for Danielle, so it's Danie. So you can go to daniesjuice.com. We also participate in a lot of farmers markets during farmers market season, which is traditionally like May through the end of October. But now winter markets are becoming popular. So we will be
Mhm.
participating in a few winter markets in the next week. And we also sell to other businesses. And so you can go into about 13 or 14 different Mariano locations and purchase our juices. The Hyatt McCormick, we're in some other retailers. Bizio's Fresh Market carries our juices. We're in some university systems. So
Mhm.
if you're like, on campus at UIC or U of C, you can find us.
Man, that's beautiful. And so I can make an assumption because I do understand what the word cold and what the word press mean, but my juicer, the juice at home it cuts it up, right? It
Yeah.
whirls it. So just talk about this cold press and what's valuable about the cold press method.
Okay. I really like that you did like this because that kind of helps visuals
Uh-huh.
help us to understand. So cold press juicing is a method of making juice from our produce that does not involve that. And
Got
so, it doesn't involve any heat being generated.
it.
Um,
Mhm.
so the produce is actually chopped, and then it is pressed, and then the magic happens from the
Mhm.
presser. And with no heat being involved, we don't kill the nutrients. So that's the valuable part of cold pressed
Mhm.
juicing is that the
Got it.
enzymes are
Mhm.
still alive. And the enzymes is actually what our bodies need in order to absorb the nutrients. Otherwise, it's
Mhm.
like, why do it if
Mhm.
we're not going to be able to, get the nutrients out of it? And so heat actually kills the nutrients. And this fast spinning action that you
Mhm.
described at your juicer at home is typical with masticating juicers or centrifugal juicers. And again, those are those juicers that have that fast spinning action. When you finish, you can feel the heat radiating, which
Mhm.
means that some of the nutrients have been lost because, as we know, heat kills the nutrients. That's like why. Cold pressed juice has just, boomed and become a, 3-4 billion dollar industry just in the United States alone.
Wow, got it.
Because more and
Thank you.
more
We getting
concentrated.
educated today. We getting educated today.
Yeah.
And I so tell us a little bit about how you got into this space. What was is there a personal journey that happened?
Oh, absolutely. So, you know, I gained a lot of weight. I
Mhm.
gained a lot of weight. And so, because I like to eat, that's why I love juicing.
We got
Because
that
it
in
kind of,
common. We got
yeah, yeah. I'm a little foodie. So I gained a lot of weight this time in my life. First of all, I was in a relationship, right? And in that relationship, I was actually introduced to juicing, and I really, really liked it because it gave me the opportunity to be good at something in the kitchen because I never thought I was a good cook. So, but I made like really good juices. Like, let's combine this, let's try this, and it was like fabulous, right? And so, I did that, for a little while in this relationship. And then I stopped doing it. We pick up things and then we let them go. And
Mhm.
I ended up gaining a lot of weight. And, I went to the doctor. I'm going for a routine, doctor's appointment. And the doctor ran blood tests. Test came back, called me in, and he said, "Hey, you are entering the pre diabetic range." Um, for me, I'm a healthcare professional by education. And so,
Mhm.
working in the healthcare setting, one of the things that I had already observed was that, I have to go to the patient's chart. Like before I actually go to meet the patient, we do a chart review. And so
Mhm.
I go to the patient's chart to review the chart, and we see their medical diagnosis, and usually they're listed in order of occurrence. So the very first thing that I generally saw was diabetes. So, that was the first diagnosis. After diabetes, then I would see second, third, fourth, an ongoing
Right.
diagnosis. And so then I would start to see high blood pressure. Then I would start to see coronary artery disease, heart disease, congestive heart failure, cholesterol. So for me, uh, being threatened with the diagnosis of diabetes always meant the beginning of the breakdown of the rest of your organs. Uh,
Gotcha.
also for me, the beginning of the end. People who live with diabetes, they have a lot of restraints and restrictions, and just so many other comorbidities occur. I went to school for a long time. Still to this day, I have student loans, and I
Mm.
never wanted to have to choose between like my lifestyle and medication, because I grew up in a time where there was a big thing like happening on the news where it was like, medication prices were so high, people had to choose between medication and food, and like senior citizens were eating cat food, because they
Mm.
had to get their medicine. And so that was something that always like loomed over me, that I didn't want to be on any medication. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to leave with everything I came with. And so the threat of diabetes really shook me, and it shook me up because it meant my lifestyle would change, including my money. And I worked really hard in school for a long time, so
Mhm.
I made some changes, and the first change was dropping some weight. That's what I was told. Drop a couple of pounds, and instead of dropping a couple of pounds, I was, able to release 60 whole pounds. And so I did that by going back to what I like doing and what worked for me, which was juicing. And
Mhm.
so, I started to look at how to formulate juices that were going to fill me up, that I could use like as meal replacements. I started exercising more. And so then I started looking at juices that were going to give me the energy I needed to get through my workout, and that were going to help me recover, after my workout. So I
Right.
just started using juice because food is our medicine, to help me heal and to help me like get through those other activities that I needed to in order to drop this weight. And
Mhm.
so that's like, how it became significant for me, and why it's still, today, not just a business, but a part of my life, a part of how I
Right.
live, how I eat.
Right.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, at what was that aha moment? Because there are people who will go through that experience and they just juice for the rest of their life. But
Yeah.
you decide to make a business out of it and
Actually, I
share this
did.
knowledge. You didn't?
Actually, I didn't
How
decide
did this
that.
happen? How did this happen?
Yeah, and it's so funny because no, I didn't decide it. It was decided for me. And it was
Mm,
decided for me because what ended up happening was after I released this weight and it was done publicly, I started to have women in particular come to me and ask me to help them. What'd you do? How'd you do it? Can you show me? And so I was busy. I already told you, like, I'm a healthcare professional. I never worked one job, so I always had like multiple jobs, and I didn't have like the time,
mhm,
and so eventually, I started making time, and I would do like small orders, but it was nothing big compared to the amount of interest or women coming to me asking me for support. And so what started to happen was my 3 jobs turned into 0 jobs.
mm,
And I just to my core know that this happened so that I could live in this particular purpose. I believe we have more than one purpose in life, and right now
mhm,
I'm living in one of my purposes. And so at that time, everything was stripped from me so that I could live in this purpose, because I went from having 0 jobs. I mean, I went from having like 3 jobs to 0 jobs. And I was walking down the stairs in my house. And, like, I'll never forget it because uh, I, I heard the voice that said, give the people what they want.
mm,
And so it was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. And so
right.
um, I went and got certified, to do like group fitness training, and I started like selling my juice. And so I hosted fitness classes in the park in my neighborhood a couple of days a week, and we would work out. I would teach them how to incorporate the juice in their life to help them reach their goals, and that expanded to renting space in different places, and again having classes like 4 or 5 days a week, and
Mhm,
um, juice cleanses, and this is your pre-workout, this is your after workout, this is your light meal replacement. And having a lot of success with some women meeting some of the health, fitness, weight, wellness goals that they had. And so that was yeah, like, that wasn't, I never saw that for myself. That was something that happened because it was time for me to share this with the community. It was time for me to live in the purpose.
man, that's beautiful. I love it. And so these things I'm putting on my eyes,
Okay.
right?
Those things I'm wearing too.
Right, those things you're wearing. So one day, it seemed like it happened overnight, and I called AT&T, complaining because I say, "What's wrong with my phone? The resolution is bad." And so after having the conversation, the lady said, "Well, go here and increase your font size." And it got clear again. I said, "Oh, I need glasses."
Yeah.
That's how I discovered I needed glasses. And we were talking off camera for a minute about your juices and the shots and things that you have that have different aids. And one you talked about improving eyesight. So talk a little bit about those.
So, like you, I was a kid who didn't need glasses. Like, every year, I went to public school in Chicago, right? So people come in and they test your vision, and I always had 20/20. But I've always
Mhm.
been. I like to think maybe I'm a little bit of an intellect. And so,
Mm-hmm.
for me, glasses fit that whole like personality. So
Right.
I wanted glasses. And so one year I faked the test so that I could get a prescription for glasses, but I did it too good. I ended up needing bifocals. So my mother was like, you did, what did you
Baby.
do? So I never needed glasses. I had, perfect vision. And like
Mhm.
you, one day overnight, I was driving, and the night before I was driving and everything was fine. And then the next night I was driving and I felt like I couldn't see anything. And so I went to the doctor, and sure enough, finally I got what I wanted. And so I needed and what I have found out. So I've been wearing glasses um, for about 6 years. And I'll go, every year and have like my test done, my vision test done. And what happened for me earlier this year, 2023, when I went for my vision test, I found out that I have at this point very little prescription.
Mm.
And what's interesting is when I started, I had bifocals at the bottom. So,
Mhm.
be careful what you wish for, like, because that what I wanted as a little girl, it finally like
It
manifested.
caught up with you.
And so, yeah,
Now
but
you're reversing it.
at this point, I have very little prescription, and I'm going to attribute that to drinking beet juice. I have T-shirts that say "Beets are the boss," because I really
Mhm.
believe that they have. They're superfood, first of all. But they have so many nutrients, and one of the benefits. In addition to helping you with endurance and stamina and athletic performance, which really just means boosting your energy levels, is they really help with your vision. I have a customer who, for the past 2.5 years, she has drank a beet juice every day. She gets
Mhm.
our monthly subscription, and she only gets beets. And she has told me
Mm.
on more than one occasion how the beet juice is helping to correct her vision as well. So, like I said earlier, food is our medicine. And so there are so many benefits to um, the different ways that we can utilize,
Mhm.
putting our juices together in order to help with so many different, um, whether it's a diagnosis or whether it's just for you, a personal concern related to your health and your
Mhm.
wellness. So yeah, yeah,
Man, that's beautiful.
beats
That
out
beet
of ball.
juice.
Gonna help me get rid of these glasses.
And that could assist with high blood pressure too, right? Those beets do a lot of things, huh?
It's so anything related to the blood, anything related to
There
the
it
blood,
is.
you want to incorporate beets in your life. So yes, beets are a
Mhm.
powerhouse for helping with high blood pressure, as well as celery.
Mhm. Now,
Yeah.
this may be an obvious question. Why that's celery? I'm come back to that. This may be an obvious question, but people are learning, and we all are learning here. So, what's the what's the difference if somebody says to you, "Hey, I did hear about beets, and so I take some capsules that I get from the health food store, and I think that should be as good as the juicing." What's the difference between those capsules and juicing?
Uh, you
Cold
know,
press juice.
I don't hear about the capsules as much as I hear about the powder. Because beet powder has become very, very popular.
Mhm.
And the difference is that it gets into your bloodstream faster. It doesn't have to be broken down. It's in a natural state. It's
Mhm.
in a
Mhm.
natural state. Yeah,
Hasn't done any process, no, far less processing happening.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because obviously, if it's powder, that means that some moisture, a lot of moisture has been taken removed
If
from it.
if it's powder, that means it's been changed from its original form, first of all,
Mhm.
to be created into the powder. So it's been like probably hydrated, and then
Mhm.
crushed and powdered, and then it's been sitting, and then again once it gets into your digestive system, it's got to break down in the digestive system and before it can get into the blood. And
Mm-hmm.
so with juice, it's going straight. It bypasses, where there's minimal digestive with juicing. And so it gets broken down in the digestive system easier so it can get into the blood. And like that is probably for me one of the most important reasons why I drink juice. So it is a
Mm-hmm.
faster way to get what I need in,
Gotcha.
and then I can get more in. I am obviously not opposed or anti having your fruits and vegetables whole. Absolutely. Eat fruit, eat vegetables. But you cannot eat or drink as many you cannot eat as many vegetables, fruits and vegetables as you can drink.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So, all right, mine are not as stylish as yours, so I'm gonna have to get some stylish glasses, but
Up your game.
uh we're gonna get on this beet juice a lot more.
Uh, beet, beets
Yeah,
are a powerhouse, and we make, we have. I say we're like, the healthy Baskin and Robbins because we have like way over 31 flavors, and
wow.
I think we probably have about 6 to 8 beet flavors, and
Six to
you know
eight beet, just beet flavors.
yeah, and
Wow.
so it's interesting because I'll have people come up to me, at different farmers market or just different events, and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't like beets. Beets are disgusting. Oh, I had a beet juice before; it was gross." And I have to tell them I'm the person who's never even eaten a beet. So I was traumatized by beets as a kid. My mother did a relish tray. And so like on the relish tray at dinner, we would have onions, pickles, tomatoes, and I wanted all those things. And then my father would go in the refrigerator and get his pickled beets, and then he put the beets on the relish tray. And of course, the beet juice messed up everything else. So I was sure to get whatever I wanted off the relish tray before my father made it to that refrigerator. So I was traumatized by that beet juice, and so I never have never eaten a beet. And again, when I started to educate myself, when I was on my journey, I was like, okay, you got to do these beets, and so I'm telling you, I learned how to make them good. And I have not had a customer who came to me and said, beet juice is disgusting. I've not had them come back and tell me how much they enjoyed it, or
Hmm.
I haven't had them come back to me without saying a word because sometimes we don't want to own our stuff, but buy more juice, buy more beet juice.
Right, right.
So beets have their time released, and so like you just get this energy released throughout the day. So they,
Hmm.
they truly are a powerhouse, and we've got some that will be citrusy, to gingery, to
Hmm.
like tropical, flavor. But that's with all of our lines. We do crazy carrots, so we got a multiple carrot recipes. We do
Mm.
greens, so we've got all kind of green recipes. We do seasonals. So in the summertime, you'll get a lot of berries. You'll get a lot of, watermelon, which both are very high, in antioxidants. Both are good
Yeah.
for boosting your immune system. And now this time of year, we do a lot of cranberries. Again,
Oh
antioxidant
wow.
powerhouse, vitamin C powerhouse. We need that for
Yeah.
what's happening. With the weather today is 50. Tomorrow is 15. And
Right,
so
right.
we need that. We also do this time of year a sweet potato pie juice that I promise you, when I'm in the kitchen making it, you
Really.
know, people will walk in and be like, "Who's baking sweet potato pie?" It's like, no, we're making juice. So we have a
Wow.
seasonal sweet potato pie and a seasonal cranberry juice called Holiday Punch, and we do a lot of immunity boosters, which might be called
Mhm.
shots, right? So shots have become very
Mhm.
popular, and so
Right.
shots are probably one of our biggest sellers. We do a ginger shot that's amazing, not only
Mhm.
in the taste of it, but our ginger shot also has a lot of people use it for a lot of different reasons. Again, my number one is always if I feel my throat itchy, my head stuffy, anything I feel happening viral, or like I'm catching a cold, or sore throat, or I'm just low on energy, my go-to is going to be our ginger shot, but we also do a turmeric shot, and our
Mm-hmm.
turmeric shot has as much ginger as our ginger shot, plus the benefit of turmeric. And so that's a big subscriber. We have a lot of people who receive shots from us monthly because they need help with arthritis pain, in your shoulder, in your knee, in your elbow. And it makes a difference, again, having it go straight into your bloodstream versus I got to take these capsules, and with the ease
Right.
of having our product right in your freezer, you can pull it out and let it thaw, or having it right in your refrigerator. You don't have to, make your own ginger turmeric tea, if you don't want to, if you don't
Right.
have the time. You don't have to make your own your own juice at home and wonder how much of the nutrients, because now you're losing some of them, and wonder
Right.
how
Right.
much, how many of the nutrients are you actually going to get. You can get your shots and have them on hand from us, from one order, or be a part of our monthly subscribers and
Right.
receive your juices
That's
monthly.
beautiful. I love it. And it was wonderful. I got a chance to, we met, and then I was at a high school alumni's restaurant. We did a kind of alumni gathering at
Okay.
his restaurant, and I'm looking at the menu, and who do I see? Danny's Natural Juice
Yeah.
at Leor's
Eleanor.
Cafe in
Yeah.
Roseland. Yep. So you're in locations you can purchase online, and you also are starting to be in restaurants.
Yes. Why not?
I love
Why
it.
not?
It's absolutely
We're,
beautiful.
we're, we're moving, our awareness, our consciousness as a society is continuing to increase and evolve, and
Right.
so I see people valuing what we do, and why we do it. I could go do what I was doing, as a living, what I went to school for. And
Hmm.
I would make a comfortable, living. But this
Hmm.
is something that I do, again, because I believe it is part of my purpose. Our mission is to educate, is to inspire, and is to
Hmm.
motivate you to make healthier choices with what it is that you
Hmm.
put in your body. And cold pressed juice is definitely one of those things that can help you, whether you're all the way on the spectrum of, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, and you feel like you got
Hmm.
an insurmountable mountain to climb to get to wellness. If you're on that spectrum, our products can help you. And if you're
Hmm.
like already, I'm the peak of health, wellness, and fitness, our products can help you from there as well. So yeah, we
Man,
just
that's beautiful.
we just want to help people through what has helped us.
Right. Man, well, thank you. Thank you for this interview. We love what you're doing, and we look forward to sharing more with our audience, your juices and the benefit of them.
Thank you so much for the time and for the
Yep,
opportunity. Yeah, I'm
absolutely.
grateful. I stay grateful.
I know, me too. I'm grateful to have you. So I think that's it. Anything else you want to add that we didn't cover?
Yeah, so if you're watching this shortly after the time that it has been recorded, um, please go to the website. Again, it's www.danies, DANIES, this way, Danny's juice.com, and sign up. You'll be added to our email list because in just a couple of days, we're going to have some off the chain New Year sales.
Man,
That's
beautiful.
it.
Well, thank you again. That's the website right there, Danny's Natural
Thank you.
Juice.com.
Thank you.
Absolutely.